restructuring. It just requires one more woman. Unfortunately, women all too often still face hurdles that keep them from the leadership track. In China, a study of jobs ads found that an explicit request for men raises men's share in the applicant pool by 14.6 percentage points, and that women who apply for these jobs targeted to men are much less frequently selected than men who apply for jobs that ask for female applicants. Such explicit gender preferences can shape applicant pools and entire workforces. While there has been substantial progress in gender equality over the past 5 decades, China still falls behind advanced economies in providing economic opportunities for women. This can, however, change, and China has the opportunity to lead in this area as it has in so many others. What is required is real policy action in areas like improving the availability of affordable childcare, adopting family-friendly leave policies, removing gender-based hiring biases, and supporting women's entrepreneurship and leadership across the board. After all, women's empowerment is not just a slogan. It is both the driver and the result of positive changes in laws, in institutions, in attitudes, and in culture. Many of you in the audience have contributed and will continue to contribute to such positive change. I'm confident that together we can help create the conditions that will allow women to take on more leadership roles, to contribute fully to their country's economies, and to live up to their full potential. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. We're grateful for Victoria to support our summit today. So again, I invite, if you want to continue standing, you can, or if you like to sit. So just an invitation. Our next virtual speaker is, we're very happy to have her, Belen Guercio, Chair of the Executive Board and CEO of Merck Global, to talk about gender equality, a cornerstone of a diverse and inclusive workforce.
Welcome to all of you at the 2021 Women's Economy Summit in Beijing. I hope you have been enjoying today's program organized by the American Chamber of Commerce in China and SCHS Asia. My name is Belen Guercio. I am the chair of the Executive Board and the CEO of Merck. And it is a pleasure to talk to you today about women in leadership and how can we continue to advance towards a more equal, sustainable, and inclusive future. One of the cornerstones of a diverse and inclusive workforce is gender equality. Today, it is far more than just an act of obligation. Reaching gender equality in companies has become a business imperative. It makes companies more successful. That is why it's very important that we discuss gender equality also in terms, and most importantly, in terms of recognizing female talent. And this is especially essential at these precise times, as there is growing evidence that the situation of gender equality has gotten even worse since the global pandemic. There is one reason why all of us, women, are impacted more. The pandemic has further blurred the boundaries between work and home. On top of that, it also increased the burden of family care, as women are still seen as the primary caregivers for the whole family. Many women, many of us, need to manage a lot of household responsibilities while holding down a full-time job. For many of us, many of you, this situation sounds very familiar. So I would like to take this opportunity to share some of my experiences and thoughts on gender equality with you, all my friends in China and in Asia. What can each of us do to move towards a more equal, sustainable, and inclusive tomorrow? First, everything starts by challenging the status quo. Challenging the work existing processes and tools, the comfortable or uncomfortable situations, decisions that we may have made in the past. It is okay if at the end you are proved to be wrong, but please stay always active and ask why. Second, be inclusive yourselves. Today, as we are talking about gender equity, there are many women who are suffering from inequities. Also, there are other populations that are affected. Inclusion goes beyond gender. To create an inclusive environment is really not about only gender. It is also about ethnicity, it's about age, sexual orientation, or race. And this inclusive environment starts with each and every one of us. So with all you do, be inclusive and overcome any unconscious bias that remains around you. In order to build an inclusive world, each of us must embrace that. Which is bringing me to my third point, speak up. Be courageous and express yourselves, your ideas, your objections. Some people have the perception that the ASEAN culture, especially during work meetings, is not inviting to you to speak as much as what happens in other regions. I personally have never gotten that impression so far, but for those who are feeling constrained, I see a big opportunity for change now, at least within our company, within Merck. Our colleagues all around the world are taking important regional and global roles, also in Asia, and they are all actively talking as much as many others because we've promote and sponsor this inclusive culture. I would strongly recommend you to spread the word to people who are not yet ready to express themselves. Speak up. Only you know what you want, and you have to have a voice at the table. So what are we doing at Merck to tackle these challenges? As a leading science and technology company, we focus strongly on sustainability in every aspect. It has really helped fuel our company's success for more than 350 years. And it has also required us to constantly adapt to rapidly changing market environments, customer demands, and the needs of our most precious capital, our employees. We believe that every employee must feel welcomed, comfortable bringing their authentic self to work, without fear of discrimination, harassment, retribution differences, of course, bullying. Our employees bring a broad range of professional backgrounds, life experiences, and perspective to the table. And incorporating this richness into their work on a daily basis is absolutely key. Because of this, we support and have implemented a variety of activities and initiatives around the world in order to be able to become more diverse and to create an inclusive work environment. I believe we are doing a reasonable job so far in reducing the gender gap. Currently, a little more than a third, around 35% of our leadership roles are being held by women at global scale, at global level. And we have now entered an analysis phase of our entire business on pay equity. As part of that analysis, we found that women and men are being paid equally across job levels. But we believe there is still much to do. And indeed, I have to say, it seems that we are more at the beginning of the journey rather than approaching the end. With that being said, I want to thank you for your attention and hope that you can draw inspiration and additional courage to continue the fight from this Women's Economy Summit. Most importantly, I hope that inspiration you bring to action and to fruition in your life and work routine. We can all do our share. And therefore, I really would like to join forces with all of you in the process of making a more equal, sustainable, and inclusive tomorrow.
Wow, we're so grateful. I'm really, really grateful. Thank you so much, Remark. They have really gone out of the way to get Berlin to come and speak for this. This is the magic of technology, right? So now, we would like to have in-person. So if I can invite you to actually sit down. That would be a little bit less distracting. For our next speaker, and I have to say, Alain Crozier, I had the pleasure of working with him on the board of AmCham, and he has been an incredible advocate, a male ally. So I would like to introduce Alain Crozier, Corporate Vice President, Chairman, and CEO, Greater China Region for Microsoft. His topic will be empowering women in tech. So please help me welcome Alain.
Yeah, so I'm not virtual. I'm not virtual. I'm really glad actually to be here with you. I think it's great. I love the video, and it's a good I would say consolidation of what is really the topic. And so when I listen to Victoria Kwakwa, it's very interesting because it is clear that empowering women across geographies and economies is really critical to every one of us. The reality is today, we still have a lot of barriers to really make that happen. And so when you think about it, and we will throw one or two numbers, she said one thing that is very, very important. When you look at it, is clearly the chances are not exactly the same for men and women. And we are in technology. We are in technology. And I wear a T-shirt that says, hey, tech has no gender. The reality is we are developing and we are creating a lot of products that are supposed to help and empower people. This is, by the way, the core mission of Microsoft. The reality is today, none of that really matters. Because when you look at some of those numbers, there are out there a lot of, I would say, cautious and unconscious bias that really refrain women to really achieve their full potential. Think about it.